Welcome to Apex Racing TV, welcome to iRacing Live, and welcome to the second part of Super Sunday here. It's the BSR MX5, it's the penultimate race meeting of the season, and we're here today at Road America, one of the longest tracks really on the calendar, bar Le Mans, which we head to next week for the final race meeting of the season. And the championship is pretty close, at least what we think anyway, going into this race meeting. Good evening everybody, Adam Bath here. And we're going to bring you 3 races, all of 15 minutes over the next few hours or so. Road America then, we are in Wisconsin. It's a 6.4 kilometer track, 14 corners, and pretty demanding with some points concrete walls being either side of the circuit and a whole lot of gravel traps and grass surrounding pretty much all the corners as well. So if you make a mistake around here, there's no runoff areas for you to really try and recover, which is what we like to see from time to time, isn't it? So we'll see what the drivers can get up to today. Long straight as well, very long straight towards the first corner from the final corner. Yeah, so plenty of slipstream for these Mazda MX-5s as well, and probably an overtaking spot or two on the circuit as well. And we'll see what the drivers can do. 3 races, of course. Race 2 and race 3 will have a reverse grid done by the Wheel of Fortune. And that will decide how many cars will get reversed on to pole position. A whole lot of familiar corners in motorsport folklore around this circuit. Of course, we've got the kink. We've got Canada Corner at the end of the straight after the kink, and then we've got the run up the hill. Most of these corners though are just named after numbers. However, some of them have got names. Thunder Valley, one of them. That's the run towards the end of the circuit. Then we've got the Moraine Sweep. That's between turns 4 and 5. That's down the straight on the exit of turn 3. Then Hurry Downs, the straight between turns 7 and 8. The Carousel, the long turn there at turn 9 and 10. As Cesario Rizzo has a big crash there. And then yeah, the kink at turn 11. Then Kessel Bottoms, the straight towards turn 12, Canada Corner. And then 13, Bill Mitchell Bend for turn 14, which gets everyone back onto the front straight and up the hill. And if you run out of fuel, like a few drivers did in the IMSA Sports Car Series race that we broadcasted here a few weeks or months ago, yeah, you don't want to run out of fuel before we get to that part of the course, otherwise you're going to be in deep, deep trouble. Qualifying underway at the moment then. Not too many cars have set times actually, mainly because they might have back of the grid penalties or because the track is so long, they probably would have picked up an off track and that will invalidate your lap. Stalin Chapelevsky is on pole position. Stephen Blokinger in 2nd. Dries Nice in 3rd. Dan Hunt 4th. Ashbeard 5th. Jamie Ayres in 6th. 7th, Roy Verke. 8th, Pete Newman. 9th, Jan Mervik. And 10th, Colin Robinson. Now Ashbeard, we believe, is up there fighting with the championship with Stalin Chapelevsky. I believe he's in 2nd place, so we'll want to try and do everything he can to limit the deficit to Stalin Chapelevsky before we get to the end of the season at Le Mans, where it's all going to go out the window really. Going to be quite remarkable to see these Mazda MX-5s racing around that circuit. I think it's probably going to be similar to when we're racing at the Nordschleife, where the cars will be hitting the rev limiter unless we're using the chicanes. And even if we are using the chicanes, I'm sure they'll be hitting the rev limiter on the straight on the exit of Mulsanne towards Indianapolis. And oh, the name of the corner's slipped my memory. The slowest part on the circuit. That's not going to bother me. I'm going to quickly look it up. But yeah, that is what we're looking forward to next week. And yeah, we'll be able to catch that at 8 PM UK time on Apex Racing TV. Called Arnage, there we go. That's given me a bit of peace of mind. But yeah, next week that's going to happen. Checker flag is out in the session then. Let's see who's completing laps. Ashbeard then coming through the final corner. And he's going to come up the hill now. Over the top of the hill is a personal best of 2:32.608. Nearly 2 seconds slower than Stalin Chapelevsky's pole time. Comes across the line, does a 2:32.843. That's not enough for him to improve his time. Matthew Keeber, he's currently hasn't set a time. He did a 2:34 dead in practice. Comes across the line 2:35.514. Puts him into 17th place. Car behind him, Colin Robinson, 2:34.689. That's not enough for him to prove on his lap time, his personal best. Simon Landemore, yet to set a time in this session, comes across the line to the 2:36.153. That makes him the last car to set a time. Who else? Max Wright and Jan Mervik, they're coming across the line together. 2:34.818 for Max Wright. That is an improvement for him. And Jan Mervik is an invalidated lap. Must have picked up an off track or something later around the lap. Anyone else out on the track? Thorstein Helgeson. He's coming through the final corner now. He's heading straight for the pit lane, and indeed he is. Simon Roden. Currently hasn't set a time. 2:37.488 was his time set in practice. That put him 27th on the grid. See if he's going to go around and complete this one. Car 46. And it looks like he is. So we'll see what lap times he can do. Simon Roden has done well recently in the series. Done relatively well. Does an invalidated lap. So you wonder why he stayed out. But yeah, Roy Verke behind him coming into the pits, and it's such a long lap here. I think all these other cars are still on times. Rob Graham coming through the final few corners now. 2.5 minute lap around this circuit. I wonder what the lap times are going to be like when we get to Le Mans in a few weeks' time. Could be similar to the times we were seeing at the Nordschleife, probably. Going over the top of the hill. Rob Graham's going to come across the line now and do a invalidated lap. Russell Laidler, the same for him as well. And those are all the cars that are... And so, without further ado, let's run you through the starting grid then for race 1 of the day. Race, as I quickly look at my time screen, race... wow. I'll tell you what race we're on once I get it up. But Stanislav Shapelevsky on pole position, second for Stephen Blokinger, third for Dries Nice, fourth is Dan Hunt. Ash Beard starting in 5th place, 6th Jamie Ayres, 7th Roy Verke, 8th Pete Newman, 9th Jay Wright, and 10th Jan Mervik, 11th for Colin Robinson, 12th for Joe McDonald, 13th is Lee Diemer, 14th Max Wright, 15th Mario Girard, 16th Thorstein Helgeson, 17th Matthew Kieber, 18th Lee Barmer, 19th Simon Landemore, and 20th Jörg Dankert. And the cars didn't set a time. These positions will be set on their iRacing, and we'll wait to see what positions they get assigned. I can tell you now that this is round 31. Yeah, round 31. Of the BSR Hub Mazda MX-5 series in a 36 race season, which we'll be finishing off at Le Mans at the end of the season. We finally head down to the grid, and I can tell you that the rest of the positions are as follows. Alex Lauritsen has the highest I rating out of the cars that didn't set a time, so he's going to be starting in 21st. 22nd is going to be Russell Laidler, and it's Kip Stevens in 23rd. 24th Claude Belval. Then Alan Mitchell, 25th, Cesaro Rizzo, 26th, Rob Graham, 27th, Nikolai Sylvestre, 28th, Adam Delmont, 29th, Jim Flanagan in 30th, Kevin Woods in 31st, and Simon Roden with the lowest I rating. He's going to be starting at the back in 32nd place. We were racing at Road Atlanta last night in the BSR Kia Cup, and that was a very enthralling race meeting. 3 brilliant races there. Now at Road America in the Mazda MX-5 Cup. Will we see the same here today? Good cars to drive these Mazda MX-5s. However, the drivers do know that slightest tap to the rear, these Mazda MX-5s can't really keep a hold of themselves, and they'll most likely get turned around. Drivers are going to try their best to hold on to the cars. While the race gets underway, just waiting for a few cars to get onto the grid. Roy Verke has done so, and everyone is on the grid. So we can get the signals to go. The lights are on. Green lights underway, we're away for the first race of the day. Chapelevsky gets away well, so does Pinger. Dries Nice might try and take it away, but it looks like Dan Hunt in 4th place has got the best start of the top 4, but he's stuck behind Stephen Blokinger as we head towards turn 1 for the first time. Into the first corner, how the car's going to handle in these early morning conditions. 22 degrees here in Wisconsin today. And Elkhart Lake, Road America. Going to turn 2, And out of turn 3 I should say, and onto the straight through turn 4 and towards Moraine Sweep. Now we can see the slipstreaming start to begin. 2 by 2 there, Dries Nice and Dan Hunt. They're going to go at it over the final spot on the podium already. 15-minute race. Not going to have too many laps around this circuit today. Ashbeard also side by side with Jamie Ayres, and all the cars fanning out as we head into turn 5. Who's going to have the positions here? Bokinger under pressure because Dan Hunt's up the inside. He's already got past Dries Nice. It looks like he might try and take second place away as we head into turn 6. A 90-degree left-hander at the top of the hill. Hunt's up the inside. That's 2 positions gained for him already. And will Bokinger try and respond into turn 7? No, he won't, because Dries Nice is now trying to go around the outside of him. This is how quickly things can change in this Mazda MX-5 Cup. Down Hurry Downs and into turn 8. Dries Nice through into 3rd place. So Stephen Bloking just started on the front row, down to 4th place already. Now into the long sweeping carousel, the long right-hander at turns 9 and 10. So satisfying if you can get this part of the course right. You can gain a lot of time as well. Now we're on our way towards the kink, turn 11. For the first time. Very easy to get wrong. That concrete wall on the outside just beckons you off. And if you go too quickly around there or you get the wrong line, it is very hard to rescue yourself from that. Dan Hunt's trying to take the lead away from Stalin Shapalevsky. The gap under a tenth of a second going into Canada corner. No way through there. In the background, side by side between Pete Newman and Jamie Ayres. That's Pete Newman through into 6th place. Jamie Ayres down to 7th. Good start from Pete Newman, up 2 positions already. The BSR TC man also had the team Pete Newman Media. Was able to get a 1-2-3, and I think that was the first ever team to do that, the BSR TC a few years ago. And now, last season race for Simpson Racing, and now applying a straight here in the Mazda MX-5s tonight. Let's complete the first lap then. Stalin Shapalevsky looking pretty powerless to stop Dan Hunt from trying to take the lead away from him. Who will have the lead at the line? It's going to be Shapalevsky by a matter of inches. 47 thousandths of a second there. And Dan Hunt's looking to the outside going into the first corner, and I think Shapalevsky might have to slot into 2nd place, and indeed he does. Dan Hunt to the lead then. He's going to try and fight back through turn 1. And now through turn 2, which isn't really a corner. Can't even see it. And into turn 3. Up the inside goes Dries Nice. Similar situation to what happened in the Kia Cup last night for Stalin Shapalevsky. Led the opening lap and then found himself in 3rd by the end of lap 2. He's going to try and rectify that situation here now though. Going to try and get past Dries Nice down the straight. And into the Moraine Sweep and into turn 5. Stalin Shapalevsky up the inside. Blokinger fancies his chances too. Dries Nice holds it around the outside. Oh, Sheppy gets hit. What's happened there to Stalin Shapalevsky? Just didn't get the gears, it looked like, on the exit of turn 5. And got ran into by Stephen Blokinger. Now that's put a bit of daylight between himself and Dries Nice now in 2nd place. Not what Blokinger or Shapalevsky would have wanted at all there. The 2 cars that started on the front row of the grid are now 3rd and 4th and battling over the final spot on the podium. Dries Nice in 2nd place. Very experienced driver in the Mazda MX-5s. He races in the Ritmatech Sports Car Series, which runs on Monday nights on Apex Racing TV. 2 AM GMT, 9 PM Eastern Time. Championship going well there. Past the halfway mark in the season, I do believe now. Raced at Pocono Raceway last week, the road course there. Ford Mustangs and Mazda MX-5s. What can Dries Nice do though in the BSR Mazda MX-5 Cup? Good run through the kink. And now through Kettle Bottoms, the run to turn 12, known as Canada Corner. Dan Hunt very late on the brakes. Is he going to make the corner? Indeed he does. I thought he was going to overshoot, but he's able to put a bit of a gap between himself and Dries Nice. A good half a second. Now through Thunder Valley and turn 13, Bill Mitchell Bend. Shapalevsky trying his best to close in onto Dries Nice. Nice trying to set himself up for a good run on the exit of turn 14. Really crucial, because then you can get a good run down the front straight. The Road America straight, they call it. Well, recent years, it's been a regular fixture on the NASCAR Xfinity Series, which is the sort of 2nd division to the Monster Energy Cup, I believe it's now called. As Dries Nice goes for the lead into the first corner and gets it. Dries Nice, our new leader, going to try and hold on. That's not the best line through turn 1, and here comes Shapalevsky. Heavy got a fantastic run, but just ran into the back of Dries Nice there. Couldn't do anything with it. He's going to try and take second place away, though, into turn 3. Aside on the exit. Wheel-to-wheel stuff here between the Apex UK car of Stalin Chepelevsky and Dries Nice in 3rd. And this 2x2 racing is just going to allow Stephen Blokinger to get himself into the mix as we start lap 3. Long laps here. Not too many validated laps on that last lap either. Nice up the inside then of Chepelevsky. Chepelevsky will be late on the brakes, turns in. He's going to have to take to that runoff area on the exit. Nice will have the run for now, up into turn 6. Nice is just able to hold on to the position, but you can see Stephen Blokinger's there. And we'll round you out the top round out the top 10 for you as we head through Hurry Downs to turn 8. Jamie Ayres is in 5th, 6th Ashbeard, 7th Pete Newman, 8th Jay Wright, with Veke 9th, and 10th is Lee Diemer. Jan Mervik seems to be dropping down the order. What's happened to Jan? He was in 10th at the beginning of the lap. Back in the pits now. What happened here? He was in 10th, battling away with Lee Diemer, who was in 10th place. Oh, lost it on the exit, Jan Mervik, and hits the concrete walls I was talking to you about. These tracks, this track here at Red America, either surrounded by tyre walls or concrete walls, and these Master MX-5s definitely don't survive too many beatings. And that concrete wall seems to have done not too many wonders for Jan Mervik's race. He's now back in the pits. Van Hunt now has a 7/10 of a second lead over Dries Nice. We saw how good of a run Nice can get off at turn 14 and onto the Road America straight, and he's going to be trying to do that again. Already halfway through the race, and we're only about to complete the 3rd lap of race 1 of the day here in the BSR MX5 Cup. Through turn 14. 6/10 of a second, you've got to say that's enough for Dan Hunt to protect his lead on this lap. Lap ago, Dries Nice was trying to take it away from him, but we'll see what it's like now. Down the front straight, the gap comes down to 4/10 of a second as they cross the timing line. There it is. 2:32.4 for Hunt, 2:32.7, and fastest lap of the race for Dries Nice. And you may be asking why that's the fastest lap and not Dan Hunt's 2:32.4. It's because the fastest laps are only registered by times that are valid, and those valid times are times that haven't been set, which include any incidents such as off tracks or contact. And yeah, and that fastest lap by Nice has been bettered by Ash Beard, second in the championship, we think. He's in 6th place, already lost 1 position since where he started. And he's trying to get that position back, though. He's side by side with Jamie Ayres down the straight towards turn 5. And for Lemmings Racing, I do believe. That might just be a Winter Series thing. Might have to turn our attention to the lead again, though, because Nice is trying again. And Bloking just trying on Chepelevsky. So 2 battles going on in your shot. Is Bloking going to try and take it away? No, he can't. But signs of intent already. Bob Graham might have had an issue. He's dropped down to 16th place. He was in 13th a moment ago, and it's because he's been embroiled in a very tasty battle here. This is a gaggle of cars, definitely. Going, oh, contact made there a little bit. That is Cesare Rizzo making his way through. Graham survives, and Rizzo survives, and that's Delmont through into 14th place. Good race by Adam Delmont, up 12 positions. Likewise for Alan Mitchell, who's just up the road. Car 1. Alan Mitchell gained 10 positions so far in this race. It is very close again in the battle for the lead, though. He's nice. One less than a 10th of a second away from Dan Hunt. Is now the opportunity for him to take it away. Going into Canada corner. Dan Hunt, again, he's brilliant on the brakes. And of course, that's a trait that he's obviously learned from the BSR TC. His Kia Optimas really helps on the brakes. We've lost Cesare Rizzo. He's gone back to the pits, so problems for Rizzo. We saw him in that battle with Rob Graham just a few moments ago, but Cesare Rizzo back in the pits. I think as they go onto the straight, I'll quickly check to see what happened with Mr. Rizzo. Side by side through the kink. Never works. And he tried to rescue it, but hit the concrete wall on the inside, and that is the end of the day for Cesare Rizzo, until he gets a new car, I believe, anyway. Hunt v Nice then. Into turn 1. Around the outside goes Dries Nice. Dan Hunt's not going to give up though, but it looks like that Dries Nice has finally got it perfected. And Stelian Chapelevsky is going to come up the inside going into turn 3. Oh, Hunt late on the brakes. And he's going to get forced out wide onto the grass. This is Blokinger's opportunity. Hunt trying to rescue the car. He's able to. And he's now going to be in 4th place and wants to make sure that he doesn't lose any of that toe to the 3 cars that are in front of him. He's nice then, our new race leader at this in this race 1 here at Road America. Stelian Chapelevsky, one-time race winner, will try and want to get it back. Side by side still between Pete Newman and Jamie Ayres. Pete Newman's been able to have disposed of Ash Beard, and now he's going to get past Jamie Ayres going into turn 5. Up the hill into turn 6 under the Corvette bridge. As in through. And also in this train we've got Ash Beard, Jay Wright and Roy Ververke. Good run by Ayres through Hurry Downs. He try and do anything into turn 8. Goes around the outside, but don't think it's going to work. Now you can try and set up a car through the carousel here, turns 9 and 10, but you can't really do a move around the outside of the kink like Cesare Rizzo tried when he was trying to get past Rob Graham. And in fact, in fact, that might have been Rob Graham trying to get past Rizzo actually. So Rizzo might have been an innocent victim and all that. Going to the kink, they go. 186 kilometers per hour, the speed the cars are carrying through there. Now towards Canada Corner, what can Jamie Ayres do to try and take the position away? At the inside, late on the brakes, you can see also in the background is that Steve Hefford? No, it's Jay Wright up the inside of Ash Beard. We've caught the man second in the championship unawares there, and that's 2 overtakes going on in the same shot. That's Jamie Ayres through then into 5th place. And Jay Wright through into 7th, and not a good first race at all for Ash Beard. Down 3 positions as we start the final lap of the race. Where's Dan Hunt gone? Has he been disqualified? I think he might have actually just gone off, I don't know. Going quickly on the timing screen. Has he gone off in the final corner? This is going to be interesting. Hopefully he hasn't been involved in any contact. Trying to close on the back of Blokinger, but goes onto the gravel on the exit. He was already losing the car at that point anyway, and tried to rescue the car as good as he could, but yeah, the car loops around, and that's the end of his chances of getting on the podium or a win. That's him down to 11th place now. Final lap of the race then. Dries Nice versus Stelian Chapelevsky versus Stephen Blokinger down the straight for the final time to turn 5. The Moraine sweep they're heading through now. Stelian Chapelevsky looking to the outside. He knows this is his opportunity. Late on the brakes. Is he going to have a run from way back? No, he isn't. There's still plenty of opportunities around the rest of the lap to try and get this position. Up the hill under the Corvette bridge into turn 6. 1-degree left-hander. Believe it or not, it's pretty hard to get an overtake done around there because the car on the outside can try and maintain it through turn 7. And down into turn 8. Now through the carousel for the final time. Now towards the kink. I think Chapelevsky's close to get a run here through the kink, turn 11 for the final time. Let's see what he can do. Closing under 2 tenths. And I think Roy Ververke might have gone actually as well, but we'll pick up that in a moment. Into Canada Corner for the final time. Chapelevsky up the inside of Dries Nice. And it looks like he might have got the lead. We're going to head through Thunder Valley, up to turn 12. And 13 at Bill Mitchell Bend. And Stelian Chapelevsky has pulled it off then, it looks like, going into the final corner. They're turn 14. It'll be the run up the straight, and I don't think Dries Nice has the opportunity to get the lead back. He's going to try and take the late apex through the final corner as Stephen Blokinger goes all over the grass. I don't think it's going to be enough. What a great battle at the front then. Checkered flag in the air, and race 1 of the day, race 31 of the BSR MX5 Cup will go to Stelling Chapelewski, second for Dries Nice, third for Stephen Blokinger. Who's going to get fourth? That is the question. Looks like it's going to be Ash Beard. There you go, shows what I know. It looked like it was going to be a bad race for him. He was down 3 positions on where he started, but he's going to get best of the rest, 4th spot. Who was 5th at the line? It was Pete Newman, I believe, just ahead of Jamie Ayres by 600ths of a second. Jay Wright in 7th. Then 8th Lee Deemer, 9th Colin Robinson, and 10th won't be Roger Verke because he's had an off on the final lap. Alan Mitchell is going to get that final spot inside the top 10. I wonder what happened to Roy Verke. Was 10th. Where did he go off? Looks like he went off on the exit of the carousel. Contact with the car behind. So that was Lee Deemer. Nothing Roy Verke could do in any of that. And he faced a quick trip to the concrete wall. Looks like the car was able to point in a straight line, and he finished in 21st place after all. That shows you the damage that these Mazda MX-5 suffer if you just give them the slightest tap of the rear. Wouldn't happen in the Kia Optima, of course, and I was still getting used to that. Of course, they spend the majority of their time racing in the Kia Optima because of the BSR TC, the Pro Series for that starting again soon, and the Kia Cup on Saturday nights. So these Mazda MX-5s, a different kettle of fish altogether. A few of those drivers getting caught out. We're waiting for Jan Mervik to come across the line, I believe. He's just coming through the final corner now up the hill. This should be 22nd place for him, I believe. 25th at the start of the lap. And that is 22nd place for him, yeah. Pete Newman saying on the chat that he thinks he had aero damage from a crash that he might have suffered in the race, and once he had no draft he couldn't do anything about it. Finished in 5th place. Jörg Danker comes across the line, 23rd place for him. We're still waiting for Joe McDonald to come across the line. Being similar of the Nürburgring, this, waiting for cars to come across the line and finish in their various positions. And then after that we've got Simon Landemore. Where's he? He's off, that is the question. How's he done this? On his own. Oh, dear me, he had a right tank slapper on him there going into the kink and couldn't do much about that. He headed straight to the scene of the accident there and has gone back to the pits. So Jörg Danker, the last car to... Joe McDonald, sorry, the last car to come across the line. Finishing in 24th place. Ready for the finishing order then. Race 1 victory for Stelling Chapelewski. Did the move with 2 laps to go. Win for him there. Dries Nice finishing in 2nd. Stephen Blokinger finishing in 3rd place. 4th for Ash Beard. Crucial result for him if he wants to make sure that Stelling Chapelewski doesn't just run away with this title. 5th for Pete Newman. 6th Jamie Ayres. 7th Jay Wright. 8th Lee Deemer. 9th Colin Robinson. And 10th Alan Mitchell. 11th for Rob Graham. 12th for Dan Hunt. 13th for Russell Laidler. 14th Adam Delmont. 15th Claude Pelval. And 16th Thorstein Helgersen, Max Wright 17th, 18th for Kevin Woods, 19th Lee Barmer, and 20th for Simon Roden. 21st place for Roy Verke, Jan Mervik in 22nd place, 23rd for Jörg Dankert, 24th Joe McDonald, the last car on the lead lap, and then the cars 1 lap down or more. Simon Landemore, Jim Flanagan, Cesario Rizzo, Matthew Kieber, Mario Girard, the last car 1 lap down, so we get a full. He'll be on pole position. And then Alex Lauritsen, Kip Stevens and Nikolai Sylvestre all didn't take the start. We'll see any of those guys in race 2 or 3. Time then for the reverse grid draw, the first time today. And Sam Kuma will spin the wheel of fortune and we'll find out how many cars are going to be reversed for this second race of the day, round 32 of the BSR Mazda MX-5 Cup Series. And it's 23. So that's Jörg Danker that's going to be reversed onto pole position. Jan Mervik going to be starting in 2nd. Roy Verke, every cloud has a silver lining after that crash on the final lap of the race, which knocked him out of the top 10 spot. He's going to finish it. He's going to start race 2 in 3rd place. 4th is going to be Simon Roden, and Lee Barmer's going to be starting in 5th place. Right then. We're going to take a quick break here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. During the commercial break, we should have picture-in-picture of the action that is going on in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. So while we get set for race 2, you should be able to see that. So join us in a few moments here at Road America, where race 2, round 32 of the BSR MX5 Cup series is going to be getting underway.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Truex in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it at a 4, who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, and welcome back to the BSR MX5 Cup Series. This is round 32 of the season and the second race of the day here at Road America. Good first race for Stanislav Chapelevsky, the pole sitter. Looked like he was down at least to third position at one point, but he fought back, stayed strong, and was able to get the win in the penultimate corner of the race. And now he's got a tough job on his hands to try and get it done again in race 2, because we've got 23 cars reversed. And yeah, the drivers are going to be pretty happy with that towards the rear, especially Roy Verke, who went off in race at the end of race 1, hit the concrete wall pretty hard, was able to limp around the field and got 21st place. Going to be starting third for race 2. See what the other drivers can do at the front, the likes of Jan Mervik, for example. I believe he's got the pole position for that for race 2. There's plenty of action going on Apex Racing TV. We've got tomorrow, we've got the latest round of the Strength of Field Porsche Cup, and then Monday night we've got the Ritmatech Sports Car Series. That's at 2 AM, and then the Formula Renaults, that gets underway at 8 PM Tuesday night. And Thursday, of course, we've got the BSRTC Winter Series, which gets ever closer at the end of the season for that. Not too many weeks left of that, actually, so make sure you can join us for that Thursday at 8 PM. And then yeah, your usual weekend's worth of action. Saturday we've got the V8 Super, the SRA Proto GT at 1 in the afternoon. Then the Euro V8 Supercar Championship, that's at 6 o'clock. And then we've got the BSR Kia Cup at 8 PM. And then, of course, the usual action on Sunday, the IMSA, the BSR MX5 Cup, and the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. Not too long left in the warm-up session, and then we'll be getting down to the grid and getting the race underway. The thing we did see in that opening race was a lot of slipstreaming, especially down the front straight. So make sure to watch out for that in the second one. And a lot of big movers as well, because we did see some drivers gain as many as 13 plus positions during the opening race. And the checker flag now. Excuse me. Out in the warm-up session, and then we were getting down to the grid. Here we go. Let's run you through the grid then for the second race of the day. Position goes to Jörg Danker, second Jan Mervik, third for Roy Verke, Simon Roden fourth, Lee Balmer fifth, sixth Kevin Woods, seventh Max Schreitz, eighth for Stein Helgerson, ninth Claude Belval, and 10th Adam Delmont, 11th for Russell Laidler, 12th Dan Hunt, 13th Rob Graham, 14th Alan Mitchell, 15th Colin Robinson, Lee Deemer starting in 16th, 17th Jay Wright, 18th Jamie Ayres, 19th Pete Newman, and 20th Ash Beard. 21st is Dries Nice, 22nd Stanislav Chapelevsky, 23rd Joe McDonald, 24th for Simon Landemore, 25th Jim Flanagan, 26th Cesare Rizzo, 27th Matthew Keeber, and 28th Mario Girard. Does it look like we haven't got Kip Stevens for this one? Neither is Alex Lauritsen. So those two haven't joined the session. Now we're just seconds away from the start of the second race of the day. Just waiting for Dan Hunt to get onto the grid now. And there he goes. Roads begin to rise then. Second race of the day. It's coming up. Green light's on the way. It's a good start away from the line by Jörg Danker, our pole sitter. What can Jan Mervik do about it though? Not too much, it looks like. He's going to have to slide into the slipstream. The driver of Jan Mervik, the car of Jan Mervik, I should say. Roy Verke in third. Top three. One of them UK and Ireland drivers going his first corner. Car wide and car off. Please don't tell me that's Dan Hunt. It is Dan Hunt. So just after his mistakes in the previous race meeting. And a car into the wall as well. Just trying to go back from the title screen. It's in a pretty bad position. There's my camera. I believe it's Jamie Ayres. So problems for those two already. Jamie has in the pits. That's a disaster. Onto the back straight then for the first time towards turn 5. The Moraine sweep, and up the inside goes Jan Mervik. He's going to take the lead away from Jörg Dankert. He's going to try and go around the outside of turn 5, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. And Jan Mervik, starting second on the grid, takes the lead going into turn 6. Second is Dankert, third is Verke, fourth Simon Roden. Stanislav Chapelevsky is in the mix in the midfield. All sorts of position changes going on there. He's trying to get past Dries Nice. And plenty of positions getting changed all of a sudden there. Very hotly contested part of the field. Happy, nearly go off goes Cesare Rizzo. So problems for him already. Oh, and it's all kicking off in front in the carousel. We've got a car around Max Wright. He's reversing off the track. Probably the best thing to do. Russell Layler's got a whole load of damage to the front of his car as well. Jay Wright's going through the gravel at the carousel. So a whole load of stuff has kicked off here. Happened. Let's have a look. Russell Laidler then going into the carousel. Max Wright gets turned around by what looks like Rob Ramos. It's actually Alan Mitchell. Mitchell turns them around, and then Russell Laidler, really an unfortunate victim in all of that. And Alan Mitchell looks like he's had karma come his way because he's now gone off. I'm trying to work out how it's happened, how that's now happened to him. He's going through the kink. Oh! Well, you've got to say it's unfortunate as there's another huge crash occurs behind him. Put two wheels into the dust on the exit of turn 11, the kink, and went off. Just working out what happened in the crash in the background. It was it wasn't Ashbeard, it was Matthew Keeber and Simon Landemore and Colin Robinson that were involved in a huge incident on the exit of the carousel, so that's not what any of those guys would have wanted. Anyway, first lap completed. Jan Mervik leading the way. Second is Roy Verke. Third, Kevin Woods, already up 3 positions. Fourth is Jörg Dankert. Fifth, Simon Roden. Sixth, Adam Delmont. Seventh, Lee Barmer. And it's a bit of a gap back to Pete Newman, who's already up 11 positions. And then Rob Graham 9th and Claude Belval rounding out the top 10, with Dan Hunt, despite going off into the gravel for the first corner, still trying to get some positions back. Into the back straight for the second time. Jan Mervik's only 2 tenths of a second ahead of Roy Verke. Could a change for the lead be on the cards here? Verke looking to the inside going into turn 5. It's on the brakes, the Automech driver, and he is through. So Roy Verke to the lead. Wasn't going to say it unless I cursed him, but I did say that I did think that he would be my pick for the race. Adam Delmont's trying to get Jörg Dankert, and has done so. Simon Roden through as well. So Dankert, our pole sitter, down to 5th place now. Try and get back past Simon Roden through turn 7, through Hurry Downs to turn 8, but he's too far away. Field starting to spread out a bit now. No scenes of the 3 wide going through the carousel like we saw a lap ago. However, our winners from race 1 got on. Dries Nice already up 9 positions, so is Stanislav Chapelevsky. Those two working through the field well. They're just behind Rob Graham, who's in 11th place. Up 2 positions is Rob. And they're on their way to the kink again on the second lap. Return 11, Claude Belval in front of him. Good run by Stanislav Chapelevsky through that corner. Hasn't got anywhere to go though. Bit of an issue here, there's just not too much room for manoeuvre around this Road America circuit. Graham up the inside of Belval. Bit of contact between the two, bit of rubbing. Now through Thunder Valley and up to turn 13, Bill Mitchell Bend. Belval back up the inside of the Scotsman Rob Graham. Now looking to the outside is Dries Nice of Rob Graham going into the final corner. Dan Hunt's just got past Lee Barmer, which is the battle just in front of these guys. Rob Graham getting a bit unsettled by Dries Nice going up the hill, and that might allow Stanislav Chapelevsky to get into the mix. Whilst this is all going on, there's change for the lead for Verke and going into the first corner. Jan Mervik up the inside and back to the race lead. And Ververke looks like he's going to do the old switch on the exit of the first corner and take the lead back going into turn 3. Thinks about it, a bit tentative up the inside, so just behind them. That is Adam Delmont into 3rd place past Kevin Woods. And those two, and these 4 are going to go side by side down the back straight on their way towards turn 5. Through turn 4, that right-hander car off in the background. It's Claude Belval. He's had a bit of a big crash here. Hopefully everyone else can avoid him. He was in that battle, and Stelian Shepalevsky. Oh, that is risky. And I'm that the stewards might apply a penalty to that. Trying to go 3 wide through the middle on the back straight. And Claude Belval and Rob Graham both sent on their way to the medical centre, I'd probably say. 4 cars involved in all that. Rob Graham, Drees nice. Oh, Drees nice involved there. Jim Flanagan, Matthew Keever, Claude Belval himself. Such a shame for all those guys. And there were a few drivers that are going to be working their way through the field. Stelian Shepalevsky, those carries on regardless. He's now up into 10th place, 12 positions gained from him. And we saw some questionable driving by similar drivers in the Kia Cup last night. Shepalevsky won race 3 in that, by the way. He's now in 10th place. I don't think that was on Stelian in any way, really. And there wasn't really a gap to go 3 wide. I think he was trying to find a gap to go in the middle, but this wasn't working, especially since the track, I think, narrows down a bit going into turn 5. All that's happened. Dan Hunt's just getting past Pete Newman going into Canada Corner, turn 12. That's him up into 5th position. Stelian Shepalevsky's just got past Simon Rosen as well, so Stelian Shepalevsky up into 9th place. And on the mission here, I think a win's out of the equation. He's 6 seconds behind Roy Ververke. Now, if he can't run out of the top 5, only 3 seconds away. Up the hill then to complete lap 3, halfway mark of the race, 7 minutes to go. Down the road, America straight. Roy Ververke's gap at the line was 4/10 of a second. 2:35.6 from Ververke. Delmont's now in 2nd place, Mervick down to 3rd. And Delmont looking to the inside into the first corner. Is he going to make the apex? So he does. Ververke might try and get the speed out of the corner, just like he did to Jan Mervick a lap ago. In fact, slots in behind going through the slight kink at turn 2 and into turn 3. Now onto the back straight again. Ververke only 2/10 of a second behind. Make that 1. It'll be less than that now. 2 cars into the pits at the end of the last lap, by the way. Ash Beard and Lee Deem are probably involved in that collision on the back straight a lap ago. And Ververke round the outside. Into turn 5, going to get forced out wide, Adam Delmont. Ververke's not going to give up just yet, going into turn 6. At the top of the hill, the 90-degree left-hander. He's out round the outside and is going to have to slot back into 2nd place. This might allow Jan Mervick to get involved here. Hey, that out of the 28 cars that started, only 14 have not been into the pits. That's pretty much half the field. Shows you the amount of action that we've had today in this race and how big those incidents have been. A, the one in the carousel on the opening lap of the race, and B, the one on the back straight on lap 3. Oh, Dan Hunt. Dan Hunt all of a sudden brought himself into the equation. Dan Hunt started in 12th place and led for a good part of the opening race of the day before getting shoved back and ended up going off, putting 2 wheels into almost putting 2 wheels into the grass on the exit of the kink. Risky stuff there. And in the back, a nice battle going on here, similar to race 2 in the Kia Cup actually. On that occasion though, pretty much everyone got annihilated. Dan Mervick trying to get back past Dan Hunt. Hunt looked like it was going all his way. Going to try around the outside, that's brave. And that could be a brilliant move there. Through Bill Mitchell bend, turn 13. And he's got it done. Brilliant move there by Dan Hunt, up into 3rd place. That's 9 positions gained from him. Him and Adam Delmont's doing a fantastic job as Mervick. Oh dear, you nearly were on a one-way trip to the tyre barrier there, Jan. And that's going to allow Pete Newman through. Suffering with a bit of aero damage, Pete Newman in that opening race. Doesn't seem to be the case now. Up into 4th place. In 15 positions from him. Playing Chepelevsky, you never know, he could get drawn into this gaggle. And there you go, that would be my prediction of him not winning the race. That could all be opening itself up. On to what I believe is the penultimate lap of the race then. There's a Delmont looks for the lead again, going into turn 3. Up the inside he goes. Verke should turn in, but he's given him too much room. Has to go onto the curbs and the concrete on the rumble strips on the outside. Adam Delmont officially has the lead. And he might get a bit of bumping help here from Dan Hunt. Pete Newman might try and latch onto the back of the Automech car. Could be about to go 3 wide down the straight here, folks. Hold on to your seats. Dan Hunt thinks better of it. Doesn't want to do what Stalin Chepelevsky did. Into turn 5. Round the outside goes Adam Delmont, using that runoff area on the exit. Someone else going off just further back. That's Kevin Woods. That allows Stalin Chepelevsky up another position. Verke up the inside into turn 6. Bit of contact made there between himself and Adam Delmont. And now into turn 7. Wings it in there. Verke around the outside as we plunge down Hurry Downs. And into turn 8. Going to try around the outside. Delmont here. This is brave. Not the grip on the outside, is there? He's going to have to slot back into second place. Dan Hunt still trying to get 3rd position. Might try and get 2nd place here around the outside of the carousel. Try and get it done. Not much grip out there, Dan. You don't want to get sucked off into the gravel. He's able to hold on to it for now anyway. This is going to be interesting. What's going to happen into the kink? There's a good opportunity to do a bit of slipstreaming through here. Cars understeer wide, many of them going onto the curb and the rumble strips on the exit there. And Stalin Chepelevsky, within the blinking of the eye, has got himself onto the back of this. I'm going to look like a fool. Dan Hunt up the inside. Now it's Delmont up the inside for the lead. Here comes Pete Newman up the inside of Dan Hunt. He could get a whole load of positions here, Pete Newman. This is wild. Through Bill Mitchell bend. Verke gets the lead back from Adam Delmont going into the final corner, turn 14. Is Delmont's going to try up the inside now? No, he isn't. Dan Hunt's going to try and go around the outside. Delmont gives him the space. Almost. Dan Hunt had to find his own room there. Now up the hill to start the final lap of the race. Just under 2 minutes to go, and it's a 2.5 minute lap here. We're going to start lap 6. Dan Hunt's trying to forge a way through on the grass to take the lead away from Roy Verke. And Adam Delmont is now to turn his attention away from taking the lead to fending off the attack of Pete Newman. Dan Hunt up the inside, then into the first corner. Roy Verke pinned on the outside. Not much he can do about that. Stalin Chepelevsky's not ruling himself out of winning this race out either just yet. He's in 5th place. Delmont's up the inside of Verke. Chepelevsky trying to follow him through as well. Pete Newman going to get forced out to the outside going down the back straight. What a brilliant final lap this is. 4 wide. Stalin Chepelevsky forges his way through into 2nd. And now Roy Verke, oh dear, this is my 9 well, folks. Roy Verke gets out of it. Stalin Chepelevsky going for the lead and gets hit, and Delmont hits Hunt. Hunt gets spinned around again, and that's not what he's going to be wanting at all. He's going to be furious after that. Just when he'd gone off in race 1 and it had ended his hopes of a win there, he just gets turned around again in race 2, and now he's going to be livid with that. Newman versus Verke then for 2nd place. Pete Newman up the inside into turn 7. Stalin Chepelevsky, I'm going to have to eat my own hat here. It said he wasn't going to win the race, and now he's winning it. And I said that about Diogo Melro in race 2 in the Kia Cup, and that didn't turn true. But no one's around to stop Stalin Chepelevsky this time. They're all squabbling away over 2nd place. Pete Newman now in 2nd. 3rd is Adam Delmont still. Roy Verke still hanging in there in 4th. Kevin Woods just trying to see what he can do as well. And Jan Mervik started on the front row of the grid. He's just trying to shape up his options as well. Into the kink for the final time then. Stalin Chepelevsky is away with this unless he goes off himself. As Verke tries to get past Delmont, and Delmont trying to line up Pete Newman as well. Clock has reached 0. Into Canada corner. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? It's surely going to be Newman, but Delmont tries round the outside. There is room out there, but Delmont has to slot back into 3rd position. And now Verke might fancy his chances of nicking that final spot on the podium going through Bill Mitchell bend. Dan Hunt managed to get the move done round the outside going into the final corner. See if Roy Verke can do it. Up the inside into turn 14 for the final time. It's going to be a drag race to the line between those two. But I can tell you who's not going to need a drag race is Stalin Chepelevsky. Started in 22nd place and started the final lap in 5th. Going to come across the line and win race 2, make it 2 out of 2 as well. Stalin Chepelevsky, brilliant job. 2nd for Pete Newman, 3rd is just going to be Adam Delmont, pipping Roy Verke at the line. And then Kevin Woods 5th, Jan Mervik in 6th. Wow, what a finish to the race. Jörg Danke at 7th, Lee Barmer 8th. And then 9th is going to be, it's not going to be Simon Road, it's going to be Cesare Rizzo. Wow, Rizzo was turned around at a turn 6 on lap 1. Finished in 9th. And, in fact, I got turned around at turn 1. And Thorstein Helgersen rounds up the top 10. What a brilliant battle, though, on the final lap. The only unfortunate thing about that was the demise of Dan Hunt. And, wow, we were 4 wide down the back straight. And then it all kicked off with Stalin Chepelevsky lunging up the inside, going into turn 5 at the end of the back straight. He was able to keep it on the track, but that bunched up matters, and Dan Hunt got turned around, and yeah, Dan Hunt voicing his opinions on the chat, not too happy with what happened, and Stalin Chepelevsky just voicing his own opinions as well, and yeah, still waiting for a whole lot of cars to come across the line. By the way, these are all the cars that made a pit stop during the race. Alan Mitchell about to come across the line and finish in 17th place. 18th will be Russell Laidler, just getting past Jamie Ayres. In fact, it's going to be a drag race to line behind those guys. And Russell Laidler gets 19th, Jamie Ayres 20th. 21st is going to be 3 cars battling away here. Drag race to the line possibly on the cards here between Mario Girard, Rob Graham and Matthew Keeber. It's going to be at the line. Mario Girard just ahead of Rob Graham. Matthew Keeber there in 23rd place. And then we're waiting for Simon Landemore to come across the line and take 24th place. And Joe McDonald not too happy with matters. Finished in 11th place, a gain of 12 positions, but might have had something not go his way, or might have been roughed up the wrong way in race 2. Brilliant battle for the race lead though, and I hope we get more of the same in race 3. Brilliant to watch, and of course this just means that Stalin Chepelevsky will have to work his way through the field again. Gain of 21 positions, remarkable stuff there by Chepelevsky. As Simon Landemore comes across the line and finishes in 24th place. Right then, running through the finishing order then of race 32 of the BSR MX5 Cup. Race win for Stalin Chepelevsky, 2 seconds ahead of Pete Newman in the end, who finished in 2nd. Adam Delmont finishing in 3rd, 4th for Roy Verke, 5th Kevin Woods, 6th Jan Mervik, 7th Jörg Dankert, 8th for Lee Barmer, 9th for Cesare Rizzo, and 10th for Thorstein Helgersen. 11th place for Joe McDonald, 12th Simon Roden, 13th Max Wright, 14th Jay Wright, 15th Ash Beard, 16th for Lee Deemer, 17th Alan Mitchell, 18th for Dan Hunt, who was able to finish at 1 minute and 16 seconds behind in the end. 19th for Russell Laidler and 20th for Dan Hunt for Jamie Ayres. 21st for Mario Girard, 22nd Rob Graham, 23rd Matthew Keeber, 24th Simon Landemore, and then the cars 1 lap down or more. Claude Belvelle finishing in 25th place, 1 lap down. Colin Robinson 2 laps down, Dries Nice 4 laps down, and Jim Flanagan 4 laps down. There might be a silver lining for Dan Hunt here. If we get a small reverse grid, he could find himself on pole position, and that might be the making of his race meeting, really, which will get the reverse grid sorted out right now. Relatively big one last time around, 23 cars. How many cars are reversed for this one? An even bigger one, 26. That's going to be Colin Robinson. I don't think he'll get the pole though because he finished 2 laps down. We'll wait and see. Claude Belvelle will be starting in 2nd, Simon Landemore 3rd, Matthew Keeber 4th and Rob Graham in 5th provisionally. So we've got all the makings of another great race, and can Stalin Chepelevsky make it 3 out of 3? He's on a hat-trick. Can he make it? Can he fulfill it though? That's going to be the question. Well, join us in a few moments here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, where we're going to be getting set for the 3rd and final race of the day, round 33 of the BSR Master MX5 Cup Series.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. It's the final race of the day here in the BSR MX5 Cup. Round 33 of the championship here at Road America. Adam Bath here with you once again. You would have seen during the break we did have the picture up and running. And yeah, the Club 73 Touring Car Championship underway at Donington at the moment. We will get off the air as quick as we can once we finish, so you can go and enjoy the final race of the day in that one. VW Jettas and Kia Optimas in action there. 2 wins though tonight for Steny and Shepelevsky, and a lot of questionable driving as well at some points. Crashes in the carousel on the opening lap in race 2, and we saw Shepelevsky try and make it 3 wide down the back straight. We also saw 4 wide on the final lap, and Dan Hunt coming to blows after a spirited fight back through the field. We can do it again here in race 3. Wasn't best pleased after what happened there, but see what we can do in this third and final race of the day. Not too long to go in the warm-up, and then we'll be getting down to the grid. 26 cars reverse. Unofficially, that puts Colin Robinson onto the pole position. However, he did finish 2 laps down, so my money might be on Claude Belval getting rewarded the pole position again. Pole position instead, I should say, but we'll see. And then after this race meeting, of course, we go to the title decider at Le Mans, which we've been building up to for quite some time. We started this series before Christmas at a Spa, and then went to the likes of Watkins Glen. We went to Monza. We've been to Suzuka East. That's where we were last week. We've been to Brands. We've been to Road Atlanta. So plenty of racetracks in this series so far, and even Mount Panorama Bathurst as well. So yeah, one more race meeting to go after this one. Elin Chapelewski with 2 wins today, race 1 and race 2. I don't think he would have been thinking that was on the cards going into the final lap anyway. He was 5th at the start of the final lap, and I completely written him off as well midway through the race of him getting a second race win in 2 races, but he was able to prove me wrong and able to take the win, diving up the inside of, I believe it was Dan Hunter that time, going into turn 5, and was able to take the win all the way by 2 seconds as well by the end, highlighting the pace that he's got around this circuit today. Been a brilliant series as well, plenty of brilliant racing. Yeah, it's been all about the consistency as well, which sums up this car and sums up this championship. Similar to the BSRTC Winter Series as well, of course. Kip Stevens leading the way in that championship despite being on the podium a grand total of, what, twice I think? Hasn't won a race yet either in that championship, doing a fantastic job there too. Right then, time to head down to the grid then for the final time tonight. Pole position will go to Claude Belval, so I was right about something today. Simon Landemore starting in 2nd, Matthew Keever 3rd, Rob Graham starting in 4th, 5th Mario Girard, 6th Jamie Ayres, 7th Russell Laidler, 8th is Dan Hunt, 9th Alan Mitchell and 10th Lee Deemer. 11th is Ash Beard, 12th Jay Wright, 13th Max Wright, 14th is Simon Roden, 15th Thorstein Helgersen, 16th is Cesario Rizzo, 17th Lee Barmer, 18th Jörg Dankert, 19th Jan Mervik, you have Kevin Woods, 21st Roy Verkate, 22nd Adam Delmont, 23rd Stelin Chapelewski. He wins race 3, I'll tell you what. Race 4, Colin Robinson, 25th Dries Nice, and Jim Flanagan starting in 26th place. 5-second board by the man atop the board. We're underway for the final time tonight. Fantastic start by Simon Landemore. I think he might have Claude Belval done here by the time we get to the first corner. Down the road of America straight for the first time here in this final race. It's going to be Landemore that takes the lead. He turns in and has it. What about Belval? What's he going to do? Here comes Rob Graham steaming around the outside, and his Mazda MX-5 looks like he's going to take 2nd place away, going into turn 3. A gap back to the rest of them. Has someone gone off? Doesn't look like it, but a big gap already formed between Alan Mitchell in 9th, and oh dear, it's all kicking off here. Stelin Chapelewski was involved in that, but he's been able to survive. I don't know how. He's already up to 13th place to gain a 10 spots. Was he the instigator and all that? Just looking back on the replay. No, it was Mervik getting into Rizzo, I think. And Adam Delmont getting turned around in all that. And Delmont back to the pits. Mervik back to the pits as well. More cars off. Rizzo, no, it's Beard. 2nd place in the championship, I believe. Ash Beard off there. There's a bronze for him, and also bronze for Rizzo. He's trying to get going again, so that's what's gone on already. We're on our way towards turn 8. Jörg Dankert dropping down the order. What's happened to Jörg? He's gone off in turn 7. Looks like he might have just pulled over, it looks like, going through the right-hander. Oh no, he lost it! And hit the tyre barrier, and that is his race run. He's had to go back to the pits. Going through the kink for the first time, then battle for second place is on between Rob Graham and Claude Belval. Belval looks like he's recovered after his tardy start. And Dan Hunt also in the mix as well. Cars darting about this way and that, going into Canada Corner at the end of the straight. Up the inside goes Simon Landemore, that's him through. And Rob Graham looks like he might take second place as well, and it looks like Graham might try and take the lead back here. Into the final corner. Graham and Belval come together and go off. Belval into the wall. Graham's going to come back across the track. Fortunately, no one hits him. And that is not what we wanted at all. And it looked like it was going to be a good battle for second place at that moment. And yeah, that has gone horribly wrong. End of the first lap then, it is a Dan Hunt in second place, Simon Landemore leading, third is Matthew Keeber, fourth is Jamie Ayres, fifth Lee Deemer, sixth is Alan Mitchell, seventh is Stelin Chapelevsky going for sixth place already. Up the inside he goes, and that is sixth place straight away. Now he's going to try and get past Lee Deemer. You can see Dan Hunt has got the lead as well from Simon Landemore. Crazy scenes unfolding here again in race 3 here. Side by side between Matthew Keeber and Jamie Ayres. That's over the final spot on the podium. And then after that you can see in the background Stelin Chapelevsky side by side with Deemer. It looks like Chapelevsky might have the position going into turn 5. Deemer will go back up the inside though. Chapelevsky runs into the back of him. Not which he would have wanted. That will give him a bit of damage. And that might halt his pursuit a little bit. To be fair, it doesn't look like he's picked too much. Going through turn 6. Another 2 wheels into the grass there. Chapelevsky might have to be a bit conservative with how many incident points he'll pick up. I know he wasn't the main instigator in the crash in the first corner, but I'm sure that would have been a 4x for him. Only a 2x for the contact that he had just then with Lee Deemer. Chapelevsky realistically is only about 3 seconds or so away from the overall race lead. The carousel, Lee Deemer just gets out of the way. Obviously made a right mess of the carousel. And so Chapelevsky just says, "Thank you very much, mate. I'm through into the top 5 now." There's Alan Mitchell now tries to go side by side with Lee Deemer through the kink, and that is Mario Girard that's going to try and get past after Mitchell loses a whole load of momentum. And Stelin Chapelevsky. I'm going to have to go back through my record books and find the last time we had the winner of 3 races in a row. I don't think it's ever happened in the BSR MX5 Cup. The last time I can ever recall it was Sebastian Job back at Suzuka in the 2015 BSR TC. Really put a marker into the sand there to show that he was worthy of being the champion, and he ended up being the BSR TC champion in 2015. Won it in dramatic circumstances as well. Won it in the final corner of the final race of the season. Chapelevsky then going for 4th place, side by side with Jamie Ayres across the line, who was ahead at the line. They were they set exactly the same time on that last lap, and it should be easy pickings for Cheppy. Up the inside into turn 1, and that is 4th place. Ayres runs out wide, and I thought he might have been able to have got a cut back on the exit, but no. That is Jamie Ayres through into, and Stelin Chapelevsky through into 4th place. Next up is Matthew Keeber. It's for a podium spot. Dan Hunt's trying his best to escape. At the line, Stelin Chapelevsky was only 1.6 seconds off the lead. Oh no, we could be about to go 3 wide here. Chapelevsky slots in behind Rob Graham. No, Simon Landemore, I should say. Gonna dive. Thinks about it, late on the brakes. Landemore gives him the space though. And Stelin Chapelevsky is through into 2nd place. Started in 23rd. Started in 20 seconds, mind you, for race 2, and won the race there. Now it's going to be all about the speed. What lap time did Dan Hunt do last time around? 2:33 dead. Stelin Chapelevsky a second quicker. Well, they were teammates at Alpha Tech back in 2000 and 2016. And they were teammates at GT Omega as well back in 2015, so they know each other well. This time Stelian Shepelevsky in the BSR TC Pro Series, which gets underway in a few weeks, massive weeks. And off is Landemore. Where's he going? And has he hit the wall? No, he's managed to stop the car before then. He was almost on the bend layout. Having a look at what happened there. All on his own. Grass does seem to be slippery around this circuit. And that's that put Landemore down to what's that now? He's behind Max Wright, so that's in about 10th place, I think. Because my timing and scoring has gone down, so I'm going to have to rely on iRacing's timing screens. Van Hunt coming out the final corner then. Stelian Shepelevsky in 2nd place, was 5th at the start of the last lap. See what we can do now. Across the timing line to start lap 4 of the race. We're halfway through. .232.2 for Dan Hunt last time around, 2:32.1. So I think this is going to be Stelian Shepelevsky's toughest task, I think, to try and get to and pass Dan Hunt. Lap is 1.7 seconds, and last time around that was Stelian Shepelevsky's best lap of the race, and I think that is officially the fastest lap of the race as well, because Dan Hunt's 2:32.2 wasn't a registered lap time because he did pick up an off-track point somewhere around the lap. Dan Hunt up 7 positions from where he started. Stelian Shepelevsky up 21. Jamie Ayres up 3. Lee Deemer up 5. And Alan Mitchell, the privateer, up the inside of Mario Girard. He's up 2. The hill into turn 6. It looks like Girard doing a good job here. Our pole sitter Belval is down in 19th place, so not the best race from him. And the rest of this race is all going to be about Stelian Shepelevsky trying to get to the back of Dan Hunt. Gap about 1.6 seconds now. There's 1.5 at the line. Stelian Shepelevsky might have just used up all the tyre life. It's a 15-minute race. I can tell you the conditions. It is 21 degrees ambient temperature, 23 degrees track temperature. Those are the coolest conditions we've had today. Hear me. And yeah, 0.2 of a second between Alan Mitchell and Matthew Keeber. This is a battle over 6th and 7th on the track. See if Keeber gets a good run through the kink. Doesn't get the best run through turn 11. Going into Canada corner. Nice 4-car train here, made up of Deemer, Girard, Mitchell and Keeber there. Probably the closest battles we've got on the track at the moment. We get to the line, we're going to be starting lap 5 with 4 minutes to go. I believe 4.5 minutes to go. This probably will be the penultimate lap of the race. Stelian Shepelevsky using the slipstream. Looks like you definitely can pick up a toe off the car in front, even when you're 1.2 seconds behind. Lap times at the line, 2:32.0 for Dan Hunt, 2:31.6 Stelian Shepelevsky, and Sheppy has got the gap under a second by the time they reach the first corner. He couldn't, could he? He's going to try. Just trying to do the maths here. If he's 0.4 of a second quicker again, he'll be 0.4 of a second away by the time we get to the line, and this time he'll definitely be picking up a decent amount of slipstream, and then it's going to be an epic final lap. While Stelian Shepelevsky continues his pursuits, that 4-car train is definitely proving to be an interesting one. Deemer, Girard and Mitchell all together down the back straight here towards turn 5. Looks like Mitchell's trying his best here to get the move done. The inside of Girard might try and get past Deemer as well going into turn 5 late on the brakes. Goes Mitchell, the privateer, looks like he's gone through up into 4th place. Good race so far from Mitchell, started in 9th place up to 4th now. And looking at the inside there was Matthew Keeber. Just behind these guys, Simon Landemore, Max Wright and Ash Beard and Roy Verke all continuing their battle. First spots inside the top 10. Max Max Wright leading those guys round. And off is Landemore. Been off a few times tonight, especially in race 3. 3:10.7. Here comes Ashbeard. Quarter panel. Off goes Landemore. I think he might actually miss the wall this time as well. Yeah. Did a good job of making sure he doesn't hit the wall when he goes off, Simon Landemore. I'll give him credit for that. Quarter panelled there by Ashbeard. Hasn't really been his race meeting at all, really. With Stanislav Chepelewski performing the way he's performing tonight, you've got to say that Cheppy will probably go into the final race meeting at Le Mans with a very surmountable championship lead. Speaking of Chepelewski, they're heading on their way towards the final corner now, just heading through Thunder Valley towards Bill Mitchell bend at turn 13. Gap 7/10 of a second. However, that gap's going to come down the front straight because of the slipstream. It'll be 7/10 of a second on the exit. They're going to build up the speed up the hill for the penultimate time. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock, so this will be the final lap when they get to the line. 170 kilometers per hour Dan Hunt as they cross the line. Stanislav Chepelewski are reaching 180 now. 2:32.2 for Dan Hunt. 2:31.6. Stanislav Chepelewski. Gap down to 0.3 of a second. Down to 2 going into turn 1. Chepelewski doing everything he can going through turn 1. And now through turn 2, that kink. And now into turn 3. Onto the back straight. Chepelewski trying everything in his power. Dan Hunt has a wiggle and goes off and makes it very easy for Stanislav Chepelewski. Chepelewski takes the lead, and unless something happens, unless Dan Hunt can find something inside the final 5 kilometers or so, it looks like it's going to be 3 out of 3 for Stanislav Chepelewski. Dan Hunt was trying everything but had a quick wiggle through turn 3, and that sent him off onto the grass, and was lucky to keep the car under control, and it didn't spin out on him. Stanislav Chepelewski takes the lead. Just checking back on the battles between Ashbeard and Max Wright. Is holding on in 7th place for now. Max Wright does close up though through the exit of turn 5. On the hill towards turn 6. No way through just yet. Let's not rule out Dan Hunt, to be fair. He's got back onto the rear of Stanislav Chepelewski and has got the run between the kink and Canada corner. And has got the run to the start-finish line as well, so we could have a photo finish on our hands if he gets a good run. Chepelewski taking out wide, he goes off! Chepelewski goes off and back on again. Now that will have killed the straight line speed, and now we've got a thriller of an end here. Chepelewski moves across to the inside. He's doing everything he can to make sure that he can hold on to the win here. Dan Hunt's going to take the lead in the straight line, but who's going to be latest on the brakes into Canada corner? Hunt's late on the brakes, so is Chepelewski. Up the inside goes Stanislav Chepelewski. Round the outside goes Dan Hunt. Now heading through Thunder Valley towards turn 13, the penultimate corner on the circuit. The clock has reached 0. This is the final lap. Dan Hunt takes the lead back, going through the penultimate corner. A little bit of a run from Stanislav Chepelewski. Can Cheppy have a little lunge up into the final corner? No, he can't. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Dan Hunt goes off across the grass. That's going to kill his straight line speed. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Checkered flag is out. Race 3 of the Mazda MX-5 Cup is going to go to Dan Hunt by 19 thousandths of a second. Wow, what a finish. Jamie Ayres finishes in 3rd. Who's going to get 4th? It's not going to be Lee Deemer. It's going to be Matthew Keeber who gets 4th. Mario Girard is going to come across the line in 5th. 6th is going to be Max Runner. It's not. It's going to be Mario Girard. 7th Ashbeard. 8th of Verke. 9th Max Wright. And 10th is going to be Simon Landemore. Oh, there you go. It just looked like that Stanislav Chepelewski was going to make it 3 out of 3. And I've been thinking it all the race long, but then he made that mistake on the exit of the carousel and allowed Dan Hunt an opportunity to get back into the battle, and that was brilliant. Going through Thunder Valley, and it looked like Dan Hunt went off in the final corner. I thought that was going to hand the advantage back to Chepelewski, but it didn't. And if the finish line was, what, a few metres further forward, I think Chepelewski would have made it 3 out of 3. Well, that keeps that record intact anyway. Who's still left on the track then? Claude Belval, our pole sitter, is just coming through the final corner now. I think he's made a visit to the pits during this race. Probably why he's 90 seconds or so behind Dan Hunt. He's going to come across the line and take what I believe is going to be 16th place. And then Jörg Dankert and Jan Mervik are going to come through the final corner now, and that will make up our field. What a brilliant race though, and what a brilliant race meeting. Red America, super long circuit. What a brilliant racing, and what a great way to spend a Sunday night. And Sergei Chepelevsky and Dan Hunt talking about their exploits on the final lap of the race there. Well, there's everyone across the line, I do believe. So run you through the finishing order then. Dan Hunt takes the win. Second for Stelian Chepelevsky. Third place for Jamie Ayres. Fourth, Alan Mitchell. 5th for Matthew Keeber, 16th Mario Girard, 17th Ash Beard, 8th for Roy Ververke, 9th Max Wright, and Simon Landemore rounding out the top 10. 11th place for Lee Diemer, 12th for Kevin Woods, 13th place for Thorstein Helgeson, 14th for Simon Roden, and then 15th Colin Robinson, 16th for Rob Graham, 17th Claude Belval, and then 18th Jörg Dankert, 19th Jan Mervik, and the car's 1 lap down or more, or 3 laps down or more. 3 laps down Jay Wright, 3 laps down as well Russell Lather, Cesare Rizzo, Lee Barmer, 6 laps down, 4 laps down I should say, 6 laps down Adam Delmont, along with Dries Nice and Jim Flanagan. Brilliant. Well, the next race meeting then, it's the final race meeting of the season, and we couldn't have picked a better track to stage the final race meeting. It is Le Mans, the Circuit de la Sarthe with the Mulsanne Straight and all the rest of it. We're not going to be on the Bugatti circuit. Oh no, it's the full 24-hour circuit, and these Mazda MX-5s are going to be tackling it next Sunday at 8 PM. We are going to leave you now because over on the other channel on Apex Racing TV, we've still got 15 minutes to go in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship at Donington. So we're going to head over to that. From myself, Adam Bath, and Sam Kumar on the cameras, it's a good night to you all.